It all started in 2000 when we inherited a falling down cottage and farm buildings, basically a blank canvas. We had to make it work for itself, so set about finding an architect who would convert the buildings into a thriving business within the house, using the most up-to-date and sustainable building methods that were within our budget. That meant reusing as much as possible in the way of materials, which of course saved us money, but also created an unusual home with lots of original features. It is not unusual now to be a green business, whereas 10 years ago it was. In those days, you were seen as the exception rather than the norm of today. Being green has always made sense to me. For instance, growing our own vegetables in the garden. How nice it is to pop into the garden and pick some beans for supper and serve some fresh raspberries for guests at breakfast. It isn't always cheaper to buy locally, but usually the quality is better, and of course you're helping local businesses. We'd been using bottled water for guests in the bedrooms, locally sourced, and this meant around 600 plastic bottles were recycled each year, and goodness only knows how many litres of water were poured down the sink because people just opened the bottles, took a sip, and it had to be disposed of. It suddenly dawned on me one day in a restaurant, why not use glass bottles with flip-top lids and filter the water ourselves? This meant 600 less bottles go into the recycling bin and a cost saving. Locally made soaps and shower gel, etc., make a nice change from the big brands. An added bonus is that the little soaps are made just for us and have our logo and website on them, a portable business card for guests to take home with them. The liquids are also presented in pump dispensers, again doing away with the waste from small bottles. Light bulbs are another area where, for yes, an outlay, but the savings are good, especially the LED bulbs. You can see we've saved over 13% per year, and this is getting better as we replace with the old low-energy bulbs with the LED ones, and we can see better because they're brighter. We don't have a water meter, but saw an advert for the eco shower heads. We have a number of compliments on the powerful showers. Guests are very surprised when I tell them that they use 50% less water, which of course means 50% less energy to heat the water. We've recently had to replace our central heating boiler as the oil one sprang a leak in its jacket, which was not good. We limped through and quickly researched biomass boilers, not a cheap alternative, but with the government grants for non-domestic use, this made not only environmental sense, but it was an investment too. The house is lovely and warm, and it is much more efficient than the oil boiler, and we are doing our bit by reducing our fossil fuel usage. The old adage of reuse, reduce, recycle is in full swing at Horseshoe Cottage Farm. The compost heap is thriving, the hens get the bread and rice scraps, the horse gets the peelings, and if there's anything left worth using, my husband benefits too. We've reduced our black bin contents over 60%. We've put small Hessian carrier bags, an idea that I found in Cornwall, and in each bedroom, and these are labelled for recycling rubbish, which has meant that the soiled waste is kept separate. If we're fully booked, we pass on our guests to other B&Bs in the area. They do the same for us, and to that end, we all increase our business, keep the revenue in the area, which means more visitors for the local shops, attractions, restaurants and pubs, etc. We do feel good about our efforts to help reduce our water, waste, energy, and of course save money. Thank you. Any?